Hi, I'm Tracy Sofra and I work with career-minded professional women. And for too long, women have been told that they're not good with numbers, can't manage money, and ultimately somebody's going to come and rescue them. Well, I'm here to dispel that myth once and for all. Today I want to talk about the topic of status quo. Big topic, probably heard it before. But I've got a 6-step process that will ensure that you step out of the status quo, get back into the driver's seat, and lead your life in the way that you dreamed possible, because it is possible and it's totally up to you. So the 6 steps basically are, firstly, you need to assess where you're at and what's holding you back. Then you need to discover who you are at your core without using the armor of what you do. Then we need to delve into challenging the 3 emotions, which are the spiritual, the emotional, and obviously the social factors that are holding you back. From there, what do? We have to choose. And what do we have to choose? We have to choose the vision that we have for our lives. Give yourself the permission to see that in your head, create the beautiful pictures that you can have. That is a vision for your life. And once you've done that, you need to decide. See, decision, I love decisiveness because decision actually sets you free. So once you've chosen that vision of what your life looks like, you need to decide that you're going to go for it and that status quo stops here. From there, then you need to commit. And the commitment piece is what will keep you plastered in that place, making sure you don't give up on that vision, because once you decide and you commit, it's all systems go from there. So let's start with the first of my 6 steps, which I'm going to share with you now. The first of my 6 steps is to assess. See, we can't do anything without knowing exactly where we are at the moment, right? So how do you do that? I'm going to ask a myriad of questions in order to have this discussion with you. So first and foremost, let's talk about, okay, so what does your dream life look like? Have you ever allowed yourself the permission to even think about it? Because I know as women, we think of ourselves last, right? Everybody else is so much more important than we are. It's kind of how we tick, and it's just ingrained in us. But what I'm asking you to do when you're listening to me here, just for a moment, I'm asking you to think about what your dream life looks like. And I'm asking you to give yourself permission to do that. So important. And again, I think in pictures, so create these visions in your mind. What does success look like to you? Have you ever thought about it? There is no one rule for everyone. It just depends on what's important to you. So there's no universal one success or one dream life. It's individual. So I want you to think about the dream life. I want you to think about what success means and looks like to you. Then we need to look at your environment, because environment is incredibly powerful, affects everything that we do, how we feel, how we're perceived. A lot of the time, subconsciously, we react to our environment because we think that that's how they want us to be without even thinking about that. So have a look at what or who is currently holding you back and keeping you in that state of status quo. What does your environment look like from a social, family, workplace point of view, or sporting club, or whatever hobbies you may have? And are they keeping you stuck there? Are there some energy drainers in there? Have I got you thinking? Because when I talk to you like this, I think of my energy drainers. And for me, it's negative people. I do anything to stay away from negative people because they play with my psyche. It upsets my brain waves. So who are you hanging with? Are they lifting you up or are they draining you? What does that feel like? Is it keeping you locked in that state of status quo? What about boundaries? This is a big one for women, yeah? We're not really good at creating boundaries. As I said, we're always trying to make sure everybody else is okay before us. And therefore, we're torn from pillar to post. I'm sure you feel that. I'm sure you're no different to I am. We need to create boundaries. Boundaries protect us from being overwhelmed, from running from one place to the other and just being haggard all day long. those boundaries are there to protect us, and they're there to secure us and make sure that we are keeping a level of energy where we can help those that we love. We can help all those people around us, but without, well, I guess not at the expense of our own energy. So that is incredibly important. And then looking at the well-being habits or rituals that you may have, because we need to have some sort of well-being strategy to keep us thriving. It's like a car running, well, it doesn't, right? If you don't put petrol, it doesn't go. So what is your well-being strategy to help you thrive, to help you keep that level of energy that you need? And then also, we need to be looking at, again, as women, we try and do everything. So in our lives, there's always going to be a time when we're going to need support, right? So I believe we can have it all. I just don't believe we can do it all. And why should we? I mean, we're successful and we have the ability to delegate. I love delegating. So do you need someone to help you clean the bathrooms every 2 weeks? Do you need the kids to do a few more things around the house? Where do you need help? And why aren't you asking for it? Interesting concept. We all need support at some point in time. And if we try and do everything, we simply won't get there, and we'll constantly feel like a failure and therefore stuck in that state of status quo. Same, nothing changes. Everything's day in, day out. We've built this life of comfort. Yeah, comfort's good. Who doesn't love comfort? I love it too. But where comfort lies, growth doesn't exist. And if we want to grow and develop and evolve and reach the highest peak of who we were meant to be in life, not only for us, but for the world itself and for the people around us, we seriously need to get out of the comfort zone. We need to stop the status quo, and we need to step outside of that. So we need to ask those questions, the ones that I've just asked you now. And one more thing, how many times do you find that you're apologizing for things that you need? It's okay. I'm giving you permission. It's okay to do that. You can't be everything to everyone all of the time. You must at some point stop and look after yourself so that you can look after others. So the first step in kicking status quo in the butt is to assess where you are now, understand, accept it. Don't be in this place of disbelief. It's absolutely true. I hope some of these things I've said have made you think and have made you kind of go, oh my God, I'm doing that too. I'm going to leave you with that. And I'm going to get on to part 2 tomorrow, which is to discover who you are at your core, without your armor, without your title, or what you do from a day to day. I'm Tracy Soffra. I work with career-minded professional women. And if you truly want to have freedom to live the life that you want, and if you want freedom to be the person you are without question, you're going to need to do my program. Please make sure you click on the link below so you get early access to this program. It involves all of these things that I'm talking about, but in so much depth and in so much goodness that I want to share with you. It's going to absolutely change the way you live, feel, and look to yourself and everyone else. Make sure you like this page so you get the notifications, and I'm going to talk to you again tomorrow. Have a great night. Bye.